Evening, everyone. It's about 6:35, and this is your closing comment for today, Monday, the 5th of December. Okay, it was ugly. No other way to say it. Um, the Dow was down hard. It was down as much as, I don't know, 550 or so, and it finished down 482.75, and that was 1.4%. The biggest loser, it looks like, was the transports, down 472 and change, 3.2%, followed by the Russell, down 2.8%, down 52.62, and the S&P, which was down about 90, finished down 72.86, 1.79%, and the Nasdaq down 221 or 1.9%. Market internals were negative, 5 to 1 down on the Dow, 3 to 1 down on the Nasdaq, and I misspoke. That was not 5.5 to 1 down on the Dow. It was 5 to 1 on the NYSE, a much broader look. On the Dow, we were 29 and 1. The only stock that was up today was Boeing, and it only added $15 to the Dow, but still substantial. On the downside, CRM pairing 70 off the Dow, Goldman Sachs 59, Home Depot 52, Microsoft 32, and Chevron 30. Um, I wish I could tell you, you know, why this was so extreme, other than to say that there were some more economic numbers that came in looking very good. That is, if the Fed wasn't tightening, this is one of those good news was bad news. The ISM service number, 56.5, up from 54.4. You know, a pretty substantial number. And the dollar reversed hard. That's this chart on the screen. The best thing I can say about it is that it was an inside day, neither making a new high or a new low after Friday's range. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. But when the market started down and interest rates started to rise and the dollar started to rise, it took the oil, which was up about $2.50 and actually finished down $3 at 76.93. The gold, which was as high as 1821, reversed, got down to 1778. So let's see, 1820 to 1778, that's 21 and 22. So $45 range, closing down 28.30. Bitcoin was surprisingly quiet. 16,825, down 170. As I mentioned, the dollar was up 74 cents. Bonds were down 31 seconds. The silver came in hard with the gold, finishing 22.41, down 83 cents, and the nat gas was dramatically weak, even when um, the oil was up on the day. Oil, by the way, tonight is up 55 cents. But I want to show you, nat gas has fallen in the past week and a half from a high of 815, 817, almost 818 today, touching 555, and closing not much higher than that, 557.7, down 70 cents. I actually had mentioned over the last week or so about the fact that the way to trade the nat gas is to trade it off support and resistance in the weekly chart. And so we have a bottom here at around 540 that turned up, and in a period of 4 days went from 532 to 940. Came back down, same area, closed pretty much right on the low, and the next day started up and moved from a low here of 534 up to that 817 number. I looked at this, I see it right here near support, and right on the just below the 50% fib retracement, coming into the 100-week moving average here at 520, and bought literally only 100 shares of Boyle, which is the leveraged. This is not a trade that I recommended, but I wanted to try out my thesis and see, you know, my risk profile got me to do only 100 for cash, no margin, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, PepsiCo layoff hundreds of workers. I don't know that that had anything to do with what happened today. It was 183.12 down 257, only 1.38%, so nothing overwhelming. Two names that had better than expected earnings. GTLB, that's GitLab. It's a beat, but it was still a loss, but a much smaller than expected loss. The last on the stock was 46.08, up 572 or 15%. And Sumo, also a beat. Little company, little stock. Uh, as a matter of fact, I'm not even sure what they do. SUMO. Sumo Technology Software. Ah, okay. So it finished the day at 790, up 69 or 9%. The real problem here was the big names, and they really were pretty tough. Salesforce, CRM. If you remember last week, they lost their co-CEO. Today, the ex-CEO of Slack, the company that CRM bought, also has decided to leave. He was an entrepreneur. He's built other companies, and he's out for greener pastures. But the effect was very negative, as people refer to it as the brain drain. You have a lot of talent at Salesforce, and here's another one walking out the door. Amazon was down over $3, 3.3% at 91.01, and VF 29.51 down 371 or a little over 11%. And that one, I believe, was pretty much right at the lows. We gapped down. Friday's close was 33.22. We opened today at 31.01, never made it past 31.25, and got all the way down to 29.26. As I said, 29.51 down 371 is the last, and that's down about 11%. Okay, folks, this is going to be a tough one. News tomorrow. The only real economic news is the U.S. trade balance, which of course will be a huge negative. Uh, they're looking for 77.2 billion, and that would be versus 73.3. So maybe we're still spending and importing. All right, I'll be back in the